I'm Shanae.
And I'm Cindy.
And we're the founders of CS Bio Innovations. And today we're going to be introducing our product, BioBack, realigning backs and redefining innovation.
So, according to the National Scoliosis Foundation, scoliosis affects around 6 to 9 million people across the U.S., and that's only about 2 to 3% of our population. Scoliosis is a curvature in a patient's spine, than most seen in adolescents and more common in female patients. It is a chronic condition. Unfortunately, we have no cure for it, but medical professionals are able to treat it. So our case story, a girl named Maya in 8th grade, she was diagnosed with scoliosis of a 50-degree curvature in her spine, which is almost as severe as it can get. And her school nurse had recommended to her parents that she should go to a doctor and check it out. The doctor said, you should get a surgery. And her parents were extremely hesitant of her getting the surgery due to all of the negative comments and concerns they had seen online about this surgery prior.
The negative prejudices that Maya's parents had came from our competitors' existing solutions and surgeries for scoliosis. Expanding rods are very painful because they expand with a remote control every 3 to 6 months, making them very unreliable choice for surgery. And spine fusion is also when metal is inserted into the back, and both can be affected by rusting from internal fluids and damage by x-rays, and it's just unnatural to have metal in your back. And both of these surgeries have an average whopping cost of almost $200,000. So our product aims to overcome these cons of the aforementioned surgeries. For our BioBack design, we have one long supporting cartilage rod that goes along the spine with cartilage wedges in between selected vertebrae with ligaments connecting them together. And so over time, we're hoping that painlessly we can align the spine straight, just like how braces would align teeth.
Depicted on the slide is a 3D model of what our product would look like. And during manufacturing, we would use a 3D bioprinter with hyaluronic acid bioprinting ink to manufacture a product that looks like that.
And so the average cost that we estimated was around $60,000, which is very much less than what our competitors have for their surgeries. So for our tissue engineered medical product, BioBack, we're going to be starting with autologous iPSCs and using pluri-stem, fibroblast growth factor, and transforming growth factor beta to nourish the cells. And then to develop it into the cartilage and ligaments, we're going to be using 3D bioprinting for our cartilage and electrospinning for our porous ligaments. And then we're going to be using a wave bioreactor. And finally, for stimuli and quality control, we're going to be using a rheometer.
So during our manufacturing process, there are 3 main phases that we cover. The first one being sourcing the cell, where we use the autologous iPSCs for a more personalized feel. We have the pluri-stem serum-free growth factors, and then as well as the growth factor betas. And then in the second phase, which is tissue maturation, we have the Aptus perfusion bioreactor with a 3D bioprinter using hyaluronic acid and electrospinning for ligaments. And then in our final phase, we have stimuli and QC, where we're using a rheometer for physical stimulation, such as mechanical stimulation for our cartilage and ligaments.
And we are marketing BioBack to hospitals across the U.S., which we found a number of almost 6,000 hospitals, and for them to sell to their patients with moderate to severe scoliosis. And for us to reach our patients and partner hospitals, we're going to be using outsourcing companies and marketing for our affordable temps. And some of those companies are DFS and AeroCare. And on this slide, we have our financial breakdown. And so because we're going to be having a new product that is not all that reliable due to its newness, of course, compared to the scoliosis surgeries that we've had for a long time, we're planning to only sell 60 units across the U.S. to gather data first. And so from that, we plan to get a total profit of $1 million, which we will be putting back into funding for scoliosis and to produce more BioBacks.
So our partners are separated into two main categories. We have product research development and marketing and outreach. So we partnered with many institutions that we think would be able to help us develop our product further and then gather more research evidence and help us develop better. And for our marketing side, we partnered with many news outlets to get our word out there, as well as social media, word of mouth, and handouts, brochures, and just patient testimonies. So in conclusion, our product BioBack is the one you should choose because it is cost effective. We provide a scoliosis treatment at a reasonable cost compared to our competitors. We use humane resources that minimize the amount of inorganic materials you are putting into your body. It's more personalized with the use of autologous cells to be engineered towards our patients' needs. And it is simple. Once it's implemented, it'll minimize the amount of time you need to go get a checkup and get it readjusted. Here's a picture of Maya that we mentioned in the beginning. She's 21 and she's now in the military pursuing what she loves. And she is on her journey to being well.
Thank you for listening. Together, let's get people back on their paths to success. Any questions, feedback, concerns?
So I will start.
Go ahead. Save some questions for the rest of us.
We love all questions. Questions
I'm
are
done.
good.
Go ahead. So you can go back to your, number of units you want to sell. Okay. So you're going to sell 60 units in year 0, right? Because you don't have anything right now.
No.
It's only concept.
Yes.
Okay, so how came up with the idea that, okay, we want to say for $59,740.30, why not 65,000? I mean, have you done any market research or have you asked people, how much they want to spend,
We know that for a fact that looking at the market right now, a lot of people are spending a lot more money on what we're offering, usually selling price. And we're also selling directly to the hospital and not the patient itself. So hospitals will be choosing how much they want to retail to their customers, but we're selling at a price of about $60,000 per hospital, which starting cost, it would be a lot less expensive compared to other solutions that already exist.
So the first $1 million you want to put an R&D back, right? So I will not get anything out of this, right? So across the years, how do you want to scale it up? How about next year, year 1, year 2, year 3? When I will start making money, then I can say, okay, I will give you $10 million.
We love money.
I mean, I'm an investor here.
Yeah.
Not a cent. Those are drains here. So that's why now I just want to, no, hey, I'm giving you $10 million. Instead of that, the number 1, I'm giving you, when I will get back.
So because we're partnering with high-tech companies like Dartmouth, researching companies, and Johns Hopkins, we're going to invest our first year money into more research, which we can develop better products, and then once we get our word out with media, then we will be able to partner with more developing companies and outsourcing companies so that we can actually create more products and sell to people, upscaling.
We also chose our target market was all of the US, and since that's a lot to handle within the first year of being a company, we scaled it down to 1% of our market. There are about 6,000 hospitals across the US that do surgery and these types of operations, and we scaled it down to 1%. So 1% of that would be about 60-ish hospitals that we would be selling towards within the first year, and then we hope to expand within the coming years.
Thank you.
Great job in your presentation.
Thank
This
you.
is very informative.
Appreciate the questions.
Yeah, just a question on the unit itself. Would you be supplying that fully assembled or modular like cartilage and ligaments and structure?
So we would be selling it as a modular package. It wouldn't be all put together before it reaches the patient. It would be separate. But depending on how many wedges patient needs, I guess, and ligaments too, because those need to be connected. I guess it just depends on what the patient needs, but they would be sold in separate parts.
And then in the body, it would develop fully.
Our product is meant to grow with the patient, so hopefully within the next few years, you don't have to get it replaced and you don't need to come back to take it out and redo it again. Because it's cartilage and ligament, it's meant to grow with the patient and hopefully implement itself into their daily life, so you don't have to get regular checkups.
Yeah, and unlike the metal from our competing companies, it won't rust or anything because it is natural material.
I'm glad you guys just brought up the competitors, and I have more questions about your product itself. So you're using cartilage opposed to metal, which is a much more natural material, so I can see the benefits there. But how do you know that your cartilage is going to be strong enough to correct the scoliosis?
We're going to be using the rheometers to be mechanically making sure that they are not too flimsy and they don't break within like a few seconds. And then we're also choosing a small market size because we want to be testing this product within the years and saying like, if we market towards the smaller people all across the United States, we're diversifying who we're marketing towards and the group of people that we're reaching. So they might have varying types of scoliosis and different backgrounds of what they're dealing with. So in the hopes that we will reach many different types of cases, progress with our product.
And if any adjustments need to be made, that's when we're gonna make it before we scale up.
So you'll be able to adjust the product based on the severeness of the scoliosis as well, or are you marketing towards just maybe more severe cases or not as severe cases?
We're marketing towards moderate to severe cases. Although there are alternatives such as like back braces, which are marketed towards people who usually have less than like 5-degree curvatures in their back because that wouldn't be severe enough for a surgery. We're marketing towards like somewhere between 30 and 50-degree curvatures, if not more.
And we can adjust the amount of wedges that go into your back to adjust your spine.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Audience questions? All right, very nice.
Working so well together. Everybody showed a really strong knowledge base, evident that a lot of research went into this, and we appreciate the work you put in, on vacation week especially. Presentations were very informative. You had a lot of consistent branding. We appreciate the extra touches that were made in regards to the brochure and business cards. So it was very difficult to choose, again, because everybody did so well. But without further ado, the winner of this challenge is BioBack, Shanae.
Everybody should be very, very proud of yourselves. It was very tough.
We see a lot of these, and you guys are doing really great.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Awesome.